Making money with lasers. So here we are live on set at a craft show. So this video is all about using a laser at a craft show, both in making materials like a lot of what you see here with a laser, or taking a product you already have and just taking it to the next level using a laser. Use those timestamps down below to skip around to whatever you're looking for, but lots of tips, lots of goodies in here. Check it out. Using lasers, craft show, farmer's market, all that good stuff. All right, so ideas for what to sell, laser ideas. Obviously, there's limitless potential. It does depend on what season you're doing it. So recommendation, the best season to sell is the holiday season, right? Kind of November, December. People are looking to buy Christmas gifts and they love handmade, right? And even if you're using lasers, it's still handmade, right? Aspects were not handmade, but you're just customizing. There's still some steps. So ornaments, obviously, are a fantastic idea. Lots of versatility. You can take that same idea and make keychains. Lots of other materials. There's blanks you can see in some of my other videos where it's pre-made wood, leather, all kinds of keychains. That's a great option. You could do earrings. Lasers are perfect for earrings. Can make a small, simple display like this. The slate coasters were really, really fun. So you can make a super, you can't really see it here, super detailed ones with designs. You can find great files already online, or you can create your own. I've been messing around with AI, and you can do some pretty crazy things there. You can see these trees. This is just an example because this is, around Christmas time. It's a holiday. Is doing this, but using lasers to do kind of like some signage, sign art. I do lots of signs. I think signs are pretty popular. These ones right here I made on a CNC, but you can do basic ones. Like this is super basic. Normally I would add layers to it, I would do a little bit more, but even this, I could get this done really quick and just have a bunch of these on hand. I could start layering with some stained wood or some acrylic. The same idea that I did here with the ornaments, with the multiple layers, you could do there. Obviously, just engraving some charcuterie boards. So pre-made boards, you can just find them online, go to a craft store, buy these. Tumblers. I did not pull off my goal. I was gonna have a bunch of different tumblers here. So tumblers are so easy to engrave, whether you're using a rotary or anything like this. Wine tumblers, other tumblers. You could also use a portable one and do it on site to engrave customization or have some pre-existing ones. This will be popular. Oh, I know this is gonna be pretty popular. And then if people wanna add like a name on it or a little bit something on the back, you can do that on site if you have a portable laser. But tumblers are really popular. Great idea as well. Lots of other ideas. So many more ideas. So right now, just going to show some other ideas, some other projects that I've done. All of these are from full videos that you can find on my channel, full project tutorials on all the different material types, how to do it, some great inspiration and ideas. These are all items that would sell really well. Of course, you will see some things in here that are copyright or intellectual property. Obviously, if you don't have the proper licenses, you're not going to sell those items, but lots of other ideas. And so if you're looking for some inspiration, definitely check out the channel. There are a lot of tutorial videos, like these really cool mandala, multi-layered effects, where I got the materials, different ways of doing materials, some great tips and tricks. Chess boards, chess sets, game sets, checkers, Othello. Lots of possibilities here with gaming. Also, sneak peek at an upcoming video. So I'm going to be making, I'm almost done, with 14 custom, individual, unique sets for Settlers of Catan or a hex game. And so just showcasing how to do a board game, obviously for Catan specific, but other games this would apply to as well. Lots of tips and tricks, some really new stuff that I've learned. I really can't wait to share everything in this video. So stay tuned for that one. Obviously, you could also engrave just about anything. So here are some things. There's a whole video just on this one itself. Some customization. If you brought a small laser, you could customize on site, or some other ideas of some popular designs. All of these projects in these next clips are from the F1 Ultra. So that's a newer laser from Xtool. It is a fiber laser, which allows for engraving metals and actually cutting some thin metals. It can do wax seals on brass stamps. You can do all kinds of other possibilities. It is crazy fast. Yes, you can even cut these thin metal for earrings. You can even cut thin brass. You can engrave all kinds of things. It's also got some really cool new new software where you can do embossing, so deep embossing in wood. There's an automatic conveyor, so you can do things just so much faster. There's lots of smart processing on this machine and quite a few of the other X-Tool machines for the cameras to do, just smart processing no matter what size the object is or change. Even some updates to the software for different formats, so you don't have to have the same name repeated. You can do a lot of, anyway, some ideas here of what you can do for batch production. Also, that F1 Ultra is a great one where you can do deep engraving with the fiber on ceramics to get this really cool effect. So mugs are a great idea. Ceramic mugs, plates, vases. You can do some slate artwork. It doesn't have to just be coasters. You can also see these coins. Challenge coins are really popular. Some of these are deep engravings. That's going to take a lot longer that you can do with the F1 Ultra laser. However, you can do a light engraving in other ways as well. So if you want to learn more about the different lasers, I am going to share a little bit about that, and I do have videos really that compare. You can see the differences in the lasers if you want to expand. Also, accessories. X-Tool came out with the capability of doing screen printing. So here you're using the laser to engrave in the screen print, and then they have their own screen printing setup. And I was able to do all these shirts, even multicolor shirts, sweatshirts, lots of possibilities. This project has been so much fun. I did this last summer where you paint layers of paint onto canvas and then you do a top coat, usually black, and then using the laser, it is removing the paint material to different levels to bring this out. So this is not printed, this is laser removed. So great video on that. These are going to be really fun to showcase. Here you can see it in action, just removing that paint. So that's a great object to sell. Can do all kinds of cool art, puzzles, boxes, other possibilities. I will talk about some designs and some free files later in the video if you're looking for some inspiration. All right here, these are projects from the M1 Ultra, another newer laser that combines like a Cricut, a vinyl cutter with some more possibilities. Again, I have loads of project videos for all of these different lasers and ideas of things that would sell well at a craft show. So check out this video, which laser to get. Always great promotions, Black Friday sale, big savings. So make sure you check that out. There is a code down below. We do get a small portion back, helps support the channel, so check that out. But more tips on the craft show side of things. Here we go. Another tip is just signage. And so wherever you're at, especially if you have a long spread like this, having signs like this are really helpful just to draw the attention. Sometimes you might be caught up with a customer and not get a chance to talk. So you don't have to make really fancy schmancy ones. You could just print it and just buy some stuff like this to just use a printer. But if you have a laser, you can really add a lot more. And so just having these little signs for the things that are just kind of like evenly priced is pretty helpful. And so it's also really classy, the laser ones. It helps with signage, but I recommend having lots of little signs just because you might not have time to talk to people and you want to pull their attention to something like, hey, no, I'm using real wood. This is real. I didn't paint it, for reals. Or if you're donating portions of your sales, just having that information out there. Or if you just want to make sure people know, hey, my cutting boards are expensive because this is how it's made, and here's the extra things that come with it, and. So little signs, definitely a good tip to have. All right, another great option is having a portable laser. So this little one right here is the X-Tool F1. Yes, they did send this to me in exchange for video content. You can see other videos, full review on this, and some of the versatility. This one is amazing. Actually, all of the slate coasters I made with this one. So there's lots more on this machine, what it can handle, all the different material types. But what's so great about it is it's portable, right? So you can get the hard case and bring it all safe. Got it here. I got a purifier. I can run this machine in this space and not worry about fumes. I can do it safely. It's small and compact. So if you don't have power at your setup, your site, you can definitely find battery power packs. They're pretty affordable. But bringing this here really is helpful. So I can take an ornament that I made and I can customize it on the back. And I can charge $5 for custom engraving. I could take bigger items I have and I can offer, and like if I have a hard time selling those things, I could say, hey, free engraving, and I can do it on site. I don't have to worry about doing it at home. It's also really interesting. People are fascinated. They want to come in and check it out. So this one, this F1, X-Tool F1, great option. Links down below if you want to learn more about it, all that good stuff, coupon codes with the affiliate link, or just learning about it. Anyway, really cool, pretty cool option. And of course, there are even more options since filming that section. There's now that F1 Ultra. You can see the size comparison. It is larger, but in my opinion, I think it's still portable. You have to be a little bit more careful, but I think you could take that on site. I would definitely recommend the new air purifier, so you're gonna have no smells whatsoever or smoke in your setting, in a craft show setting. It's the little things, it's the details. One of the things that I think really helps both at a craft show or a market is packaging. So if you're gonna make ornaments, whether they're hardwood or whatever media you're using, having like a little bag, so you can order custom stamps online. Like that is one place. If you don't, well, if you have a laser, you can make your own stamp, but you can find just a custom stamp online, and just getting like little burlap bags, stamp each one. Yeah, that's an extra cost of like 30 to 50 cents a piece, but then your items, especially if they're really intricate, they're not gonna break, it's gonna hold it on. And then, business side of it, every year when they pull it out, they're gonna see your brand again, and throw a business card in there, and maybe this gets you some future work, some custom orders. So like ornaments or small things, that's a great idea. Obviously, just bags. You're gonna wanna have bags so people can walk away, especially if they're at a big show and they're gonna walk around. Not a lot of vendors remember to have bags. And so if you have a larger bag that can put the other things in, and other people can see your bags and be like, oh, well, that's kind of classy. It just leaves a good impression. If you're doing like a higher end item or bigger things, custom boxes are great. You could certainly spend a fortune on custom boxes, mailer boxes, and get them all customized with all your social stuff on there. Or you could just, Uline is a pretty common one. You could just order boxes like, oh, these are for my cribbage boards, these are for my cutting boards, and then that same idea with a stamp. So that way they're walking away, they got a good packaging. So packaging, the details, I think that matters, and I think it helps grow your business and just leave a good impression. All right, so I would consider myself a content creator. I like to make videos, that's kind of the teacher in me, making tutorial videos like you're watching right now. One of the things I started doing a couple years ago is to have a TV just playing a loop of my product. And so if you're, maybe you're just doing lasers, well, that's still intriguing to people. People still want to see the process. So whatever you're selling, if it's really involved woodwork with all the steps like you see here, that really can show this is why the price point is so much higher. There is so much labor involved. If you're just doing laser work and it's like, oh, that's just simple, I just push play and print. No, it's actually a little bit more involved. It's not difficult, but there's still labor involved. And so it invites people into the process. People are just naturally intrigued and curious, leaving your social links down below. And then sometimes if people are gonna just do that walk by and like, hey, I'm just gonna walk by like awkward, I don't wanna look. Sometimes people get funny about that. They can watch the screen, and if like they're socially awkward or they don't want, I don't know, they can just watch the screen. It gets them to stay around a little bit longer, and then like, oh, maybe I do want to buy, or maybe at least I'll take a business card and check it out for future sales. So this is a great tip. If you don't have power or electricity, get a little battery generator. It's definitely an option, but I would recommend finding a way to have like a little screen, playing a little loop. Video is so easy. It's so easy. My favorite app, I'll just tell you right now, not sponsored at all, is InShot. Actually, all of my videos I do on YouTube, everything I do is just done on my iPhone. I don't have fancy equipment. I use my iPhone. I shoot it on my camera, on my phone, and I edit everything on my phone, little teeny tiny. So it's really easy, lots of great tutorials, so don't be daunted by making time-lapse videos like this. Huge tip, I think it's really helpful. Another great idea is having some kind of giveaway, something free. So again, you can have a video running showing what you're doing, but then just having a free little thing. So these are ones I just cut on the laser. Still got to clean them up a bit, but just like people could use these as a keychain or a charm or a necklace. So I'm at my school, John Muir Elementary, and we're the Mountain Lions of Paw Print. So, oh, I have a little sign that's free. So it could be a something like whatever your product is, if you make something that's small enough that you can give away for free, or just having a simple piece of candy. Having a candy just brings people in, and it just leaves a good impression. So definitely recommend having some little thing like a giveaway, an idea. All right, another aspect about lasers is sometimes people will complain that it's oversaturated. There's too many lasers out there. Well, if you go to Etsy, yeah, you'll see that. There's a lot of the same product, but selling in person totally changes things. And when you make a really cool display like this, it definitely invites you. Now, this is a little overboard. I went kind of crazy with this. The other thing with it is a lot of times, yes, there are duplicates that you'll see out there, and that's because a lot of people will buy the same Etsy file, but that's fine if there's some similarities. I'm a big fan of community over competition. I don't think you need to be super competitive in the market. There's room for everyone. However, just get creative, right? So maybe you found a file that other people use, but use a different material, right? So here I mostly use different plywood. I used a higher end hardwood plywood, or I used acrylic, right? And I did different layers. I messed around with that. I didn't get to for this video, but maybe using leather on top of, or leatherette on top of acrylic or on top of wood. So with ornaments in particular around the holiday season, those are pretty popular. You see a lot of them, but there's room for everyone. So just get creative, right? Get creative, different things. Same thing with my trees. I made these nativity trees, right? I use different materials, and you can get creative with it. So fun, but don't feel, oh, there's no room for me in this market. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room for all the laser enthusiasts out there. On that note of creativity, right? So one thing in particular, like this Santa tray, I started making these. I saw this file and I started making them on a charcuterie board. I hadn't seen anyone else do it. Since that, I've seen hundreds of these. So yeah, I anticipate, this is filmed before the actual show, I anticipate, right, maybe people have already seen these, maybe these don't sell as well. That's fine, right? It's not a major investment here. But the one thing, especially with like charcuterie boards, is get creative. So I designed this myself, right? So you can buy a file that's already out there, but there's some pretty great opportunities, some other videos on how to design your own files, doing a word cloud or other things. Just think about your region. One of the best tips I have is think about where you're going to be selling things. So I'm selling at my actual school. This is the school I teach at. And so I made a lot of ornaments for our school mascot and our school colors. I thought about what's popular in my area, right? So we did pickleball. I know a lot of people in this community love Peloton. So I made some things customized to that. So yes, there is a lot of people out there with lasers. A lot of that you'll see at vendors, different vendors at shows, but there's still room for you. So anyway, especially with the branding and the different things, just think about your area and get creative. Have fun with it. Pricing your work. This is a common question I get. A lot of people want to know. With lasers in particular, I do recommend checking out those Facebook groups. So Facebook actually is a really good source for other laser enthusiasts. And you'll get some ideas, you'll get some inspiration. However, lots of tips on, hey, this is what I'm selling it for. So you get kind of a feel for it. Obviously, there's regional differences. You can check Etsy to see, but that's such a different beast in its entirety, right? So think about your market and your region. Be prepared for maybe some flexible pricing. I did engrave, right? I knew my ornaments. Like I came into this knowing no matter what, this is what I want to sell them for. Sometimes I'm tempted at a show to change the prices. Like, oh, it's not selling, I should lower the price. However, I will caution against that. One thing, just my philosophy with sales, a lot of times makers work so hard and they just want to sell things. Like, I don't want to hold on to this product. But once you start lowering your prices or you go too low, that's what your customers expect. And so it's a lot harder. And so you really do need to value your labor. Also, if you're using a laser, you have to take into account the cost of the laser, the upkeep. You're going to have to, do some maintenance, the materials, right? All your overhead costs, the research that you've done in figuring out how to use the laser, how to design things, all the design and creativity, inspiration. That's time, and so you do need to value it that way. Obviously, lots of variables with pricing, and so maybe you have come in and like, hey, this is my set price on this thing, and maybe there's some other things that's a little bit more flexible. Like I have these signs here, I'm like, okay, this is what I really feel it should go for. But if like as the day goes along, I haven't sold any, I'm like, I don't want to hold on to this product, then I could, potentially reduce it. So those are some considerations with pricing, but I do recommend, well, obviously I recommend having deals. So if you have multiple, like bundle, buy more, save more, but be really cautious to not go like rock bottom prices just because you want to sell things. Again, there's some nuance and variables there, but that's some things to consider with pricing. So let's talk displays. So obviously, especially if you're doing ornaments like this, you want to build some kind of display. Now this is not too hard, not too challenging. It's just simple pegboard you get from your home center, and then just some simple 2x4s, or you could just get some that I wrote down on the table saw. You can just buy some pre-made wood, throw on some hinges, and it's that simple. It really is a simple step. You could also do some laser cut risers. I think that's really great, especially a lot of craft shows. You're kind of, limited on space, so you really want to maximize it. So you can build some simple ones, just out of, rustic old wood, or even this one here where the cutting boards is from some old fence boards. However, I really recommend using your laser, right? Use a laser and make some stands, some different things. This is an old magazine rack, but that kind of idea with the laser cut is a great option as well. So also on the thought of these little shelves, just want to talk about this resource real quick right here. So this is actually the chance for 10 free files. So if you're here, you're already savvy with the lasers or are considering, like right here, check out this file for a really, really cool laser shelf that would be great for a craft show. Now this is Creative Fabrica. I've been using this program, this website a lot the last couple months. What's great about it, as opposed to Etsy where you're buying individual files, instead, it's a subscription. And so here, if you use the link I have down below, yes, it's an affiliate, we get a small portion, you get 10 free files and all kinds of options, right? So if I go here and if I'm looking at lasers, lots of different files. So obviously if I want to do some 3D, so many possibilities. It is pretty much unlimited. There's different programs and different levels, but for the cost of 1 to 3 files on Etsy a month, you can get unlimited access to all of these files. So SVG files for cutting, loads of PNGs. There's also their AI software inside, but a really, really great resource. So check out the link down below. At least get 10 free files, do the trial offer, but some really cool possibilities. But specifically, if we're thinking about, hey, I want to make a shelf, like this one in particular, I'm planning on, we're going to go ahead and download it. The other thing about it is commercial and commercial licenses are available. So like, let's say I want to use this or another image that has someone's design. I can sell it and I don't have to worry about any copyright claims. It includes a commercial license for the unlimited download. So lots of great options here. If you want to do some more with design, there is the option of doing a design here in the studio. Also, if you're here from the Xtool world, go ahead and just jump on over. There is AI Make. They've made some big changes in the last year with all the different possibilities for different vector designs. You can do 3D engraving, logos with text. So many possibilities. So definitely recommend checking that out. Some really, really cool possibilities. So keep an eye on that, both AI Make as well as the Creative Fabrica possibilities. And there you have it, making money with lasers. Lasers at a craft show, selling your product. If this video provided value, please consider subscribing to see more videos like this. I've got a lot of other videos on the laser specifically, the 3 different ones that I use, and kind of see the differences between them. That's a great starting place if you're new to lasers. If you already have lasers and you're looking to get the portable one, definitely recommend checking out the F1. It's perfect for a craft show setup. If you want to know how I made all the things and the products, I do have tutorials, so other videos there as well. And yes, there are links for all the products that I use, for most of them, as far as where I bought the blanks. Again, you don't need the woodworking skill to make this stuff. If you want to purchase, we do have an affiliate link. That means just a small portion of the sale comes to us. It helps support the channel. You don't have to use that code or that link. We do have a discount code as well that you can use. All right, enough of the ad. Hopefully this helps. Check out those other videos. Lots of good stuff there. All right, until next time, take care.